Hi guys, James Nielsen here. In this video we're going to talk about your technical instructions assignment, a little bit about the usability assignment as well. First, I wanted to give you guys a rec. Don't tell Netflix that I'm screen recording Netflix, but I wanted to recommend the Challenger docu-series. Remember, I'm not sure if you remember this, but we talked a little bit about the Challenger at the start of the semester around the ethics of a memo they produced talking about the faulty O-rings. And so it's kind of an interesting documentary. If you're into science, if you're an engineer, if you're into ethics of engineering. Also, it's just a really good story. So check that out, okay? So for our collaborative work, we're going to be doing technical instructions. You can find the technical instructions assignment guidelines right here. Okay, so we have that open here. Technical instructions assignment guideline. Now, what are technical instructions? I'm not going to bore you with those details, but you can find those details in your required readings for next week, chapter 20 on technical instructions. Specifically, you need to read the whole chapter. The whole chapter is quite helpful, and there are important things throughout, but you're going to get into the most important stuff at the end of the chapter, so don't skip that part, okay? So that's where you can go to figure out what technical instructions are, but just be aware that we are focused on a human-centered process. So what does that mean? There are a couple of different ways that you can look at technical instructions. Human-centered and non-human-centered are two ways to look at it. A non-human-centered technical process would be how an engine functions is like a interesting technical process, non-human-centered. How to turn on a car, that is human-centered, right? How a computer works, how a computer functions is an interesting technical process. But how to check my email or how to reboot or things like that, how to deal with a virus, those are all human-centered processes. So in your groups that I've put you into, what I want you to do is start thinking about human-centered technical processes that are interesting to you. What you will have to do is you will have to pick one human-centered process. For example, let's say you decide to pick ordering a taxi through the Yandex Taxi app. That is a human-centered technical process. Now, there are a couple of requirements here. Yeah, I do have to approve your topic, and you have to send me an email this weekend where I will approve your topic or not approve it, okay? I would actually recommend you sending me 3 different ideas on what you want to do. I'm going to have the group leader send me this email. I'm going to talk about the group worksheets in another video, so make sure you watch that. That will explain how to send me this email and how do you pick who the group leader is and stuff like that. But the group leader will have to send me this email and CC the team members. And in this email, you're going to mention 1, 2, or 3 different ideas that you have of what human-centered process. The other thing you have to be aware of is I want these technical instructions to be focused on our location. So Central Asia, Kazakhstan, the city you're living in. If you're in Astana, that could be Astana or any city. Also, it could be focused on NU online. It could be focused on campus if you're in Astana. So I don't want a technical instructions on how to use FaceTime or how to clean up your computer or how to upload a YouTube video. Those are too general. We want it focused on Kazakhstan, like how to use the Yandex app, right? That machine that you use to pay your cell phone bill, we don't have those in America, and I didn't know how to use that thing. And I really love this assignment because it allows you the opportunity to use any genre you want. So let's say we decided to pick that machine that you use to pay your cell phone bill. We want it to be focused around paying your cell phone bill. So you can decide any genre you want. It needs to be between 7 and 12 steps in length because it shouldn't be too short or too long. But you can make a video, you could do a blog, or you could do a poster, a pamphlet, a PDF. It could be print or digital. It could be cell phone focused or computer focused. The genre was 100% up to you, but I will grade you on it. So if you were to create a video for how to pay for your cell phone bill on this machine, all of our instructions have to be in English, even though your audience might not be English speaking just because we're at an English university. But if you were to make a video for this machine on how to pay your cell phone, which if you're making a how to pay your cell phone technical instructions, your audience is probably foreigners because locals probably know how to use it, unless it's for like older people who don't. But if you were to create a video, you would actually lose points on this project. Why? Well, because if you're paying your cell phone, then there's a good likelihood that you don't have cell phone service until you pay your bill. But you need cell phone service to watch the video, right? If it's on like YouTube. And so how would you be able to watch the video and still, pay your cell phone bill? You wouldn't, right? And so you want to think about this. And this goes back to chapter 5 of technical communication, audience and purpose. I want you to start thinking about all of the different types of people that exist in your communities. Whether it's international people, foreigners, faculty, families, mothers, old people, young people, Kazakh people, Russians, think about all the different types of people and what processes they do or they need help with. Because the other thing that you have to do is during week 7, you're going to have to test your technical instructions. So during week 6, you're going to create them. At the end of week 6, you're going to submit your technical instructions to be graded by me. During week 7, and I'll explain this, and you can read chapter 13 about usability, and that'll help you as well. But during week 7, you're going to actually have to do what's called a Think Aloud usability test. Now, why am I telling you about this now? It's important to know about this now before you come up with what technical instructions you want to create. Because what you have to do is you have to create technical instructions where you can test real users. Now, what is a real user? Well, a real user is someone who has never done the thing that you want them to do, but it's someone who would do that thing. So, for example, if we go back to our Yandex Taxi app example, if you were to create technical instructions with the Yandex Taxi app, and I would say don't, I've already gotten a lot of those, come up with something, better, more creative. But if you were to do this, you would need to pick someone who has never used this app, but also someone who would like to use this app. Because what are you actually trying to do here? You're giving them technical instructions, you're giving them the thing that they should do, and you're hoping that these technical instructions will allow them to accomplish that thing in a simple way. Now, I've used Yandex Taxi 200 times, right? So like hundreds of times I've used it. And so if you were to give me technical instructions on how to use the Yandex app, it wouldn't be helpful because I'm not a real user, because I'm already using it and I already know how to use it. And so you're going to need to pick some technical instructions that work for that. You're going to need to pick your technical instruction process focused around something that you can actually test. And that could be testing it online or through video because of COVID, or if there's someone in kind of your circle of trust where you live, then one of those people, or just making sure you're social distancing and with a mask when you do the test. But you want to find someone who's an actual user that you can actually test these instructions, because this is how it's going to work. This assignment is worth 10% of your grade. You're going to submit that at the end of week 6. By the way, I might extend these deadlines like I did with the resume and cover letter, but I'll let you know about that later. Right now, these are the deadlines. So you're going to submit this technical instructions. Then very quickly in these next 4 days here, I'm going to give you feedback on those technical instructions quickly. Because what you need to do is that next weekend, you need to revise those technical instructions and resubmit them. So this is worth 10% of your grade. The usability presentation is just a presentation on your usability test don't stress out about it. I'll go into some details about it later. But just know that during week 7, you're going to have to actually test your instructions. You're going to get a lot of feedback from me about your instructions. Then you're going to revise them and resubmit them for 5% right here. So we've got 10%, 10%, and 5%. Okay? So I'm going to make another video about these supplemental documents and how you submit, because it's kind of complicated, and I'm trying to make group projects as fair as possible, because oftentimes group work seems unfair. And so I have all of these supplemental documents to make it fair and make it okay. I'm going to make another video on how you submit all of these things. But right now it's important to know technical instructions. So what do I want you to do right now? Well, I've introduced you to your groups already in the previous video. So in these groups, you're going to start talking about all the different types of processes that maybe you're interested in testing or creating. If you're not even sure there, you could focus on people first. What types of people exist that you could possibly study, and what types of processes do they do that they could maybe use help with, right? Then you're going to email me this weekend with 1 to 3 options of what you want to do. You can email me before Sunday, but at least by Sunday. This is not a graded assignment, but I will not let you work on your technical instructions until I have approved it, okay? This weekend, you're also going to have to submit a group contract. I'm going to talk about that in the other video, all right? And so pay attention to that. All right, look through this document. Obviously, as you read through the chapters on technical communication, on technical instructions and usability, it'll become more clear on what this is and how it works. I think you guys will really like this project. It's one that I enjoy, and there's just a lot of creativity that can be involved in the design, in the genre, and in the actual process that you pick. Okay, so spend some time thinking about that. I will approve when you send that email to me on by Sunday. I will make sure that I reply to everyone's emails either by Sunday night or Monday, so that way you guys can get started quickly on this project. And stay tuned for my third video this week, or my next video this week, about how to submit these assignments and about the group contract, work schedule form, rhetorical analysis memo, all these things that are required with this assignment.